Good afternoon and welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. Like always, this is Queen's. You're in my kitchen and we're gonna make curry. No, literally today we are going to make curry. I always tell you that homemade Indian food is very different from the food that is served in restaurants, right? But today I am going to give out the secrets to making a restaurant style curry in your home. Yes, and we will make a big batch. I will tell you all the tips and tricks and I will show you the secrets of how it's done in our restaurant. That's correct. And then I will also teach you how you can use that curry and apply it to make several different Indian dishes. You'll be surprised at the compliments that you will get from your family. Okay, so it's really simple. I started out with 4 onions and 4 tomatoes. I've done most of the work, so you can actually see what it looks like. Excuse me. So I had 4 onions and 4 tomatoes, which I washed and chopped coarsely. I also used 6 cloves of garlic and a big piece of ginger that I grated. Along with that, I used 1 bell pepper and I used half a red pepper. All of that has gone into this pan. I also used 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. 2 tablespoons of moong dal went into the pot. A teaspoon of tamarind paste. If you have fresh tamarind, that's fine too. A little bit of asafoetida went into the pot. And the standard spices from the spice box that went in were some cumin, some turmeric powder, some coriander powder, and some cayenne pepper. All of these went in. And I also put the stems of cilantro. Yes, just the stems, to give it that nice earthy texture. Now, if you're vegetarian, you can add some milk powder to this. A lot of restaurants do that. And they also add a handful of cashews. If you're vegan, you can totally skip the milk powder part and you can add a little coconut milk if you want, or you can just add the cashews. If you have a nut allergy, you can skip that. I did not put any nuts in my sauce today. Also, the other thing is, if you're looking to make a big batch and freeze it, then I would recommend not putting any coconuts in there or any coconut milk at that point. You can actually use that as a finishing touch to your curry. If you are going to serve it right away, like let's say you have a big family, you're having a gathering or whatever, if you're making a large quantity of something and you're going to serve it right away, then you can also put in 1 peeled potato to give the curry a little texture when it's actually boiled. And I'm going to show you one secret thing that I put in there. Okay, so I made it in my Instapot. I'm going to flip the camera so you can actually see all the action that is going on. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move it closer so that you can really get a good view. There you go. A big hello to everybody that's tuning in. Kamini Ji, Neelam, Sushma, Monica. Hi, everybody. Okay, so this is what it looks like after having simmered for what would be the equivalent of 1 hour on a stovetop. Okay, the secret thing that I wanted to show you is this little thing. This is one of those things that we get for tea, you know, to put tea leaves. And if you don't have this, you can put make a little muslin bag with cheesecloth and put that in here. So this has whole cinnamon, whole cloves, cardamom, and 1 star anise. It's really hard. I'm going to try to see if I can open it so you can see it. Okay, yep. All right, so I was able to open it. So this is what it looks like. This is what it contains. And you can see all of these have actually released their aromas into the curry. And they're still in here. So when I actually use the curry, it's not going to go in anybody's mouth. Okay, so this is the best way to do it. You can put it in a muslin cloth and then take it out after the curry is made. So it has already done its thing. Along with these, I also added 2 bay leaves, which are somewhere here. Okay, and then before closing this pot, I added half a cup of oil, just regular olive oil, and 1 cup of water. These are the bay leaves, and you can actually just fish them out. They've already done what they needed to do. So you don't really need to be very particular about leaving them in. And also when you churn. Okay, so now you can see with the moong dal that was in there and all the onions and tomatoes, it is so aromatic in here. You can distinctly smell the garlic. You can distinctly smell the ginger. The next step, whoops, If only my camera did not fall, I would tell you the next step. Maybe I should go back a little bit. It's not that sturdy. Okay, I think that's better. All right, so the next step in this process is, what you need to do is to get one of these. You know what this is, right? We all have these stick blenders at home. And you're going to take this and actually puree this entire sauce to make it really smooth. Now, if you don't have a stick blender, you can wait for it to cool a little bit, and then you can just put it in your regular Vitamix or liquidizer or whatever you have, food processor. The only thing is, when it's very hot, be very careful. Practice good safety. If you wear glasses, that's great. Step away from it and just churn it. So there were a few hot splashes, but that's okay. Better than hot flashes, right? The sense of humor is really taking a hit in this lockdown. All right, so look, this is what it looks like. All right. Now, after you get this, you're going to add 2 more cups of water and allow this to simmer till you see the oil floating on top. And trust me, it will happen if you let it simmer long enough. So if you're doing this on the stove top, you're going to cook all these vegetables with the oil and the little whole spices in the muslin bag. You're going to do that for 1 hour. If you're doing it in an Instapot, you're going to just put it on the stew setting and let it release the pressure naturally. Now to this. Now this is your master sauce and it's highly concentrated. If you want to freeze something, you're going to take this and you're going to either put it in an ice tray and make cubes out of it, freeze it, and then put those in a Ziploc bag and save it like that. Or if you want to use it right away, you're going to put 2 cups of water and you're going to let it simmer. If you are doing a coconut milk based sauce, you can add that 1 cup of coconut milk and 2 cups of water at this point and let it simmer till all the oil floats on top. And it will happen. If you let it simmer long enough, it will happen. Now let's say you're going to use this sauce and you want to make a stir fry. How do you do that? Okay, now let's start with the first, most important, most popular one, which is the tikka masala. Now, let's say you want to use this and you want to use this as a base and you're trying to make a tikka masala sauce. Very simple. You take some butter. So the way the same base sauce is used and different dishes are created is because we add different flavoring agents at the time when we're finishing up the dish, and then that's the most fresh thing that's used, which is the last thing to go in the pan, is the flavor that carries through. So for a tikka masala sauce, we would actually put butter, we would put fresh garlic, we would put the sauce, and then we would put extra tomato puree and fresh cream along with some dry fenugreek herbs. We would saute that, and you get that characteristic orange color. And then we would put, if it's a vegetable tikka masala, we'd put the vegetables. If it's paneer, we would put paneer. If it's a chicken tikka masala, we would put roasted pieces of chicken tikka into the sauce, let it simmer for a minute, and boom, done. Now from the same sauce, let's say you're trying to make a biryani. Okay, let's say you're trying to make a vegetable biryani. Very simple. Again, so the finishing touch of this will always happen in the pan so that all the spices and the freshness is kind of rejuvenated and the sauce will come to life. So right now it's a blank canvas, but it's extremely, extremely flavorful. I did add some salt, but it's not too much. So salt, black pepper, garam masala, those are the things that are already in here, but they're not over the top. They're not overpowering the sauce. It's a very smooth base right now, and you can actually go either way you want to with that, okay? Now let's say you're going to take this and you want to make a biryani. If you eat chicken or fish or whatever, you can use that. I'm going to tell you, let's say you're doing a vegetable biryani. Very simple. Go back to the pan, saute some garlic, onion, and some garlic and some ginger. Just freshen up, infuse that oil. Add this sauce in there, add your vegetables, saute that for a minute, and then measure the amount of liquid that you need to boil your rice, and put in washed rice, let it simmer, garnish it, with fried onions and nuts, and you're good to go. So we use the same base sauce. It's just the different combinations and pairings of the flavor profiles that we keep amping up depending on what we're doing. Now let's say you're going to use this base sauce to create a South Indian dish, right? And you know that the typical South Indian flavor profile is mustard seeds, curry leaves, ginger, garlic, and a lot of asafoetida. So again, get a fresh pan, add some coconut oil to the pan, splutter some mustard seeds, add some curry leaves, rip your curry leaves, put them in the hot oil, put one whole dry red chili, and once the mustard is spluttered and the curry leaves are nice and sparkling from the oil, take this sauce, put it in there, and add some coconut milk. And you can add your favorite vegetable, you can add your paneer, you can add whatever you want. You can even add boiled lentils to it, and it's going to become the tempering for the lentils. So this one basic sauce, if you make it in a big batch, it can really go a long way. And I felt compelled to make this because yesterday my husband went into our restaurant pantry, which is actually closed right now. He went into the pantry and there were a lot of tomatoes that were actually going bad. I actually have a few right under here, and he brought 2 big bags of onions. So the best thing that I could think of is, instead of having to stuff everything in the fridge, I thought I'll make a master batch of this sauce, and I will share it with you. Also, when I do my catering orders, I make a big batch like this, and it serves me really well because from this one basic sauce, this master sauce, I can make chana masala, I can make matar paneer, I can make, gosh, everything can come from here. I can make palak paneer, I can make vegetables jalfrezi. So if you have like mushrooms, bell peppers, maybe tomorrow I'll do another live and I will make a vegetable jalfrezi with mushrooms and bell peppers, because he got so many bell peppers and I had to literally just saute them and put them away. But tomorrow when I come on live, I'm going to make that for you. Okay, some people also like to add a little bit of sugar to this master sauce just to balance off the acidity of the tomatoes, but it's something that's of personal preference. If you want to make more North Indian dishes, you can add dry fenugreek herbs to this. You just crush them in your hands and put them in there and you're good to go. If you want to keep it neutral and generic enough that you can do North or Southeastern dishes, South Indian dishes, then don't add any fenugreek herbs, because then you would be using curry leaves in the pan and then doing a flash fry with this sauce. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you. Do check out my YouTube channel. It's up there. So if there's anything that you've missed in the past, it's out there on YouTube. And the name of the channel again is Queen's Curry Kitchen. If you are a lover of Bollywood, if you go into the same channel and click on playlists, you can listen to some really nice Bollywood playlists that I've created for you. And it's a good boredom buster. Plus, it's a great playlist if you're trying to work in the kitchen for a long time. I hope that's going to help you out in this crazy time. I hope you all are staying safe and not doing anything crazy. Don't go out there. Stay home. If there's anything that you would like to learn or see, or if you have any questions about the recipe that you saw, feel free to leave me a comment. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. Oh, by the way, yes, there are orders for Mother's Day that have shipped out yesterday. So for all of you who ordered the Mother's Day cookbook and the spice blends, all the shipments have gone out yesterday. So production is in full swing with the spice blends and the books. So if you haven't thought about a Mother's Day gift for your mom, go to queenscurrykitchen.com and hit on the order online button. All the products are out there. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I will see you again in another video. That would be tomorrow. Until then, stay blissful, stay flavorful, and be safe. Prayers for your protection and for your family's good health. Thank you for joining me. Love you all. Have a wonderful evening.